My name is Denise Wallace, and I'm originally from Alaska. My tribal affiliation is from the Chugach region, and I'm a Sugpiaq. And I lived in Santa Fe, New Mexico, because I went to the Institute of American Indian Arts. I came here in 1977, and I lived here until 1999. And I now live in Hawaii. And I still work I have a studio over there and work out of there. And I come back for Indian Market every year and have a booth here. And my daughter also has a booth here, and my son shares a booth with me. I started when I was fairly young as a jeweler, and I went to the Institute of American Indian Arts, as I said, here in Santa Fe. And so I've been making jewelry for over 40 years, and it's been the only way that I've ever made my living. I always joke that I don't know what else I would do because this is all I know. And I brought both of my children up to do it as well. My husband was my partner for years, and he passed away 13 years ago. And so my son has taken over and does the work that he used to do with me. We make silver, fabricated silver and gold, and we use a lot of the fossilized walrus tusk. We carve it and etch it. We inlay it also with some other stones to accent the pieces. So sometimes we use lapis or some turquoise or, you know, really a variety of semi-precious stones. I'm personally inspired by my cultural heritage, and so I try and make pieces that are very uniquely identifiable as Alaskan. Also like to put in some of my own personal stories into these pieces so that it's relevant to what's going on in my life, and you know, whether I was in the middle of raising children, so there were a lot of women and children figures, or when I go to Alaska and I see a lot of the wildlife, so I incorporate all of these types of things into the work. I have a piece that I just finished. It's called Woman of Ages. It has, on one side of it, it has an elderly woman's face, and on the other side is a younger woman's face. Initially designed the piece with the idea that I was trying to show how, especially there's been a resurgence with young women tattooing themselves again in the traditional manner, wearing the types of earrings and things, which would be many earrings up the ears. And that was really something that women had done many, many years ago. That was a very traditional style of ornamentation. And so, this whole thing of tattooing and stuff is really a resurgence. So I wanted to show that kind of um, duality or in this piece. But as I have made it, and I've made a few of them, I realized that it's actually the same person in some ways, especially as a younger woman, how I thought of things, and now as an older woman, how I think as a grandmother. It's kind of like we're all that person. Even as younger people, it's not so linear, encompass all of it, and life goes by very quickly. And so this is what that piece sort of means to me. And there's another piece in there that I just finished, and it's called Caribou and Seals, and it's very much influenced by other artists and some of the work they've done. Joe Sanungatuk did some pieces that are at the Anchorage hospital, Native hospital panels, and kind of the influence of the way he did his lines, as well as some of the other Inuit artists from Canada and how they've done their work. So I've just kind of pulled some of that and together and incorporated into this piece. And once again, these pieces I also collaborate with my son on. So he does the lapidary work for it, and I have the vision and the idea, but he helps bring it all together. Been doing this a long time. I feel that that what we do as Indigenous artists and how we represent our cultures or our ideas or our techniques in what we do, either as jewelers or sculptors or weavers or whatever. We're just, really trying to, still be relevant, not only to ourselves and our cultural areas and backgrounds, but to the world, to let them know this is who we are, this is where we're from, this is our history, we're still here, and we um, want to be recognized and identified and appreciated. We've had a lot of history in the United States of what has been done to us, and whether it's been forced off of our lands or forced into residential schools, you know, forced sterilization. I mean, there's been a lot of things done to us as Indigenous people, and I'm just, I see us as being very resilient, and I feel that we're here. We have a voice, and we're gonna use it.